Well, hey there, it's David. Welcome or welcome back to Cross Fitness, helping men and women get the best spiritual shape of their lives, one workout at a time. Quick thought in this video that I'm calling the 3 laws of sowing and reaping. Just a little quick thought here. This isn't new, this isn't original. You probably heard this in a sermon. I've heard it a couple of times. I'm going to drop this to you, though, today. Something to think about. Law number 1 is we reap what we sow. Okay, you sow corn, you get corn. You sow tomatoes, you get tomatoes. You sow soybeans, you get soybeans. You get the picture, And we reap what we sow, and that translates over into our lives. We sow gossip and negativity and pessimism and anger, rage and violence and malice and all of those ugly things. You know what? You're gonna reap those things. And if you sow grace and mercy and peace and kindness and the fruit of the Spirit, you know what? You're liable to get that back. So law number 1 in the law of sowing and reaping is you reap what you sow. Law number 2 is you reap more than you sow. Okay, so if you put some seeds to corn in the ground and let the dirt do its work, with the right combination of moisture and sunlight, for photosynthesis to occur, you get a whole corn stalk with a bunch of ears on it, and each ear has a bunch of kernels on it, the seeds, right? So we not only reap what we sow, we reap more than what we sow. You take an apple tree, you plant a few apple seeds, like Johnny Appleseed did back in the early frontier, and you get an apple tree. Oh my goodness! Before long, you have an orchard. Oh my goodness gracious! All right. Stemming from one apple tree, you can get a whole bunch of apples, and inside every apple, there's an orchard. And so, law number 3 in the law of sowing and reaping is there's always a delay between the sowing and the reaping. And that's the part that, it just involves trust. It just forces us to rely on the faithfulness and character and integrity of God. And so, we have to believe. You sow your tithe back into the local church. We just got to believe and trust that God is able and willing to bless the 90% that remains. You sow in tears, and just believe that there's hope and a future for you, even through grief and difficult times. So what I'm saying is there's 3 laws, the very basic. But there's a law of sowing and reaping. Number 1, you reap what you sow. Number 2, you usually reap more. You reap more than you sow. There's a multiplication factor involved in sowing. And number 3 is there's a delay between the sowing and the reaping, and a lot of good stuff can happen in the in between. So you take that for what it's worth. Think about that for a minute or two, and may I encourage you to sow good seed into the lives of others. The Bible's good seed. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the written scriptures. They're God-breathed. That you can take them to the bank. You build your life on the solid rock foundation of the Bible. Sow good seed. Sow, good measure. Pressed down, shaken together, will be coming back to you if you don't faint and you're faithful with sowing. So, just a few thoughts there to encourage you a little bit. For now, I'm David, your virtual mentor, reminding you that I'm always for you, never against you. Come on, let's sow some good seed today. Blessings.